Cowabunga, dudes and dudettes. This is Anthony, aka Batbomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the Warlords of Wor Wave 4. Now, as you can see, this is a really awesome and colorful wave of action figures. Now, all of these utilize the glyos system, in which I've talked about a lot on my channel, and the Warlords of Wor are some of my all-time favorites, especially Bognar. I absolutely love that character, and I am so stoked that I finally have this new wave in hand. So what are we waiting for? Let's check out the Warlords of Wor. Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at the Warlords of Wor Wave 4. Now, I was super stoked to see this entire wave come out because right off the bat, in my opinion, I think this might be the best wave to date as far as Warlords of Wor go, because man, these colorways are just getting really good, and the homages with these figures are just fantastic. I personally love them, and I'll explain to you more in a bit what those are. But these figures sold out fairly quickly. I think there's maybe only a few of that Bognar left, but everything else is literally sold out, and man, I think that's might be one of the fastest sellouts in that company's history. So I don't know, but either way, I'm glad I got mine. Now, again, super stoked to have this set. A big shout out to Matter Monster Studios for hooking me up, because I actually did miss out on a couple of the figures in the back here, because they did sell out on the site before I had a chance to place my order. I messaged them, they hooked me up. It says, you know what, I'll hook you up with those two pieces. I think I still have a few left. And of course, he sent me some in the mail, and super stoked. So really awesome set. I cannot wait to check these out because I'm really hyped about these figures, because again, I absolutely love these pieces and what they're doing with these glyos figures are so fantastic. So I'm gonna start off with this fella right here. Now, this is the Necroid Invader. Now, if you're familiar with a lot of like pop culture stuff and you see this design right away, you might realize that this figure is actually based on the movie They Live. There's an old movie from, I believe, the 80s, maybe early 90s, I don't remember, but starring Rowdy Piper, and just a very cult classic film. I absolutely loved it, about these like aliens who invade our planet and kind of like live amongst us and whatnot. And they actually had this like blue skin with like the red muscle undertones and whatnot kind of peeking through, and that's what the aliens like really look like. So this figure itself, specifically this colorway, is an homage to that film, and I just think they did a great job. I think this looks so cool, you know, taking the Necroid character and giving them that look from those aliens from They Live, and just a sculpture that fits and suits perfectly. I think that's so rad. I love it so much. Even got that flesh tone, like weird yellowish flesh tone chin and whatnot. You kind of see, I don't know if you can see under the light, but the eyes are this really metallic silver, and they kind of like glare really nicely. And again, that's just like from the films and whatnot. So that's really cool. I love how they did that, which is very cool. Now back here, we have what's called a battle builder. Now, it's initially the same figure that we get, like this fella. It's just unpainted, so you know it pretty much comes solid in the mold of this color and this same color. So it's a light blue, so that means this whole mold is gonna be done in this pale blue, and they're pretty much for more like customizing and whatnot and adding to builds and things like that. So they usually release a battle builder color coordinating to every figure that's released. So I managed to get all of them. That's very cool. I love that pale blue that they chose there. Now, Bognar, I've stated many times, Bognar has just become one of my favorite pop culture characters. I absolutely dig this character and whatnot. He's kind of like that swamp thing, man thing kind of creature and whatnot. He's just very cool. And if you guys don't know what this colorway is, well, back in the day, we had this really awesome Kenner Swamp Thing toy line, and there was one called Camouflage Swamp Thing, and that's exactly what this is. This is Camouflage Bognar, and it's just a straight homage to that vintage Swamp Thing figure. And as a kid, I loved those toys. Those Swamp Thing toys were just amazing, and the fact that we're getting these like modern almost updates and homages to that classic toy line that I loved is fantastic. So again, the paint apps look really, really cool with the browns and whatnot. Even got the green techno shears and whatnot, and that really mint green that the vintage figure had was just fantastic. Even with the red and yellow eyes, just looks so good. I love that a lot. What a fantastic piece. And of course, I got the battle builder for that one. That one's all done in straight brown, and I love this brown. It's like almost like a chocolate brown. It works out really good. I dig that a lot. So I love the way that battle builder turned out. Now, one right here, this is called the Gold Scarabite. Now, Scarabite is the name of this colorway, and this colorway specifically has kind of become really popular with the glyos community because a ton of other figures from other companies have all come together and utilized this colorway. So I think there's maybe only a couple glyos companies left that haven't. So finally, Warlords of Wor decided to dip their toes in this specific colorway, and the Gold Warrior Scarabite colors just look fantastic with that really deep turquoise, that bright pinks, and little touches of black and yellow. Look really cool. Now, there's no real specific homage, I think, or anything that they've revealed that I know of, but every time I've seen this colorway, it instantly reminded me of the original TMNT Slash action figure. Those colors are just so iconic to me because that's literally one of my all-time favorite toys ever, and I think that's what this colorway reminds me of. So, I don't know, maybe that's what it's based on, because again, I think those colors of that old Slash figure are very iconic, and I think that's what they utilized, maybe. So maybe that's just me, I don't know. So anyways, that's what I kind of get from that. But I think the Scarabite colorway just looks fantastic with all these figures. It just worked out very well with the pink vines and whatnot, and the spotting, and the blacks and black trunks and boots and all that looks really cool. And then we also did get the battle builder of that guy, just all done in that solid turquoise. Just looks very nice. I love the sculpting of those little guys. They got like the webbed fingers and stuff like that, and scales on the arms and whatnot. All very nice. So what's really cool, you know, if you've seen my videos before, you know, this isn't the first time we've seen things like homage figures. So, you know, if you have the BioGlow Bognar from last year, which I believe was a DCon, the Designer Con exclusive, you know, you can take this Bognar and put it side by side with that guy, and you have this really cool homage to Swamp Thing figures. And they're saying that they're not quite done with that, and they're going to do a few more Swamp Thing homages, which I'm really stoked about. So very cool. The best part about these is these are all modular figures and whatnot. All utilize, the glyos system, in which I've explained before. They're just a universal peg and socket system like that, so you can pretty much take them apart in any joint and axis possible to pretty much configure to your own way and mix and match parts amongst all the other figures, which is fantastic. So again, the great thing is that all these figures come with a ton of extra parts. So each individual figure comes with all the parts to make every version or every character in its own unique colorway. So we got all three figures can form the color of the Gold Warrior, which looks really nice. I love all the colorways of that specific design. Those look really cool. We got all three colorways of the Necroid, which looks fantastic. There's that awesome zombie character. Just seeing him in different designs looks really cool. And I specifically love the way the Bognar colors look on that Necroid. It kind of looks like he's like drenched in slime or sludge or something like that. I think it looks really cool. And of course, my personal favorite, you get to build 3 versions of Bognar. And Bognar, again, my favorite character in Glyos period right now. And I love seeing all 3 colorways, especially that Scarabite colorway with Bognar looks fantastic. So very cool. The thing about these is they are really nice. They're in that squatted position. They almost homaged like to those old Masters of the Universe figures, but they are in like the 3-inch scale. It works out very nice. So articulation is pretty basic. Heads turn left and right. Arms can go full 360. Rotation at the forearm. Rotation at the waist. Kick forward, back and forth at the leg. And then rotate at the ankle. So nothing crazy. They're pretty simple. But the real fun in these figures is, again, the glyos system and mixing and matching and collecting all kinds of different colorways and whatnot. And pretty much doing your own thing. And again, I think this is one of the best, if not the best, wave that we've seen from Matter Monster, and giving us this wave 4 of the Warlords of Wor. So I know a majority of them are sold out. If you snag them, I hope you enjoy them as much as I do. If you weren't able to get them, I hope you find them in the aftermarket. So, because these guys are amazing, they're completely worth it, and I think they are definitely a must get. So for a quick size comparison, here they are standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool figure, as well as a DCUC Batman figure. Also for comparison, here they are standing next to the Warlords of Wor Wave 1 figures. And just for fun, here they are standing next to little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the Warlords of Wor Wave 4. Now overall, I just think these are really freaking cool toys, and this wave, in my opinion, is the best that they've ever given us. I absolutely love the colorways, and I love the homages. That Bognar is fantastic, a really cool Necroid, and that really bright and colorful Gold Warrior are just fantastic. They keep getting better and better, and utilizing the glyos system just makes these even more fun, and I cannot recommend them enough. So I give these figures a rating of 4.5 Bat Bombs out of 5. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.